Welcome to the Kind of Funny Gamescast for Friday, February 28th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Nick Scarpino, alongside the Magic Man himself, Blessing Adeoye Jr.
A rare Nick hosting a Gamescast episode.
This might be the first time this has ever happened.
This feels crazy. It feels almost unnatural. And
I was
like
excited about this. I came in earlier than I normally do, which is probably on time. And I watched an episode from that you guys did for the Monster Hunter review.
Mm-hmm.
And I prepped for this because I was very excited because, of course, as you guys know, this is actually part two. We'll get to what this show's about when we get to the topic of the show. But this is part two. If you haven't done your homework, pause this right now. If you're watching live, sorry, you're out of luck. And go watch the Kind of Funny podcast because we're going to be talking about a very fun thing today. And we're going to get part two about it. But we're not quite there yet, ladies and gentlemen, because, of course, joining us as well to co-host is the Czar of Aura, Snowbike Mike.
It's my turn. And I'm going to put an enchantment on the table. And I'm going to bring it up a little bit.
Mike,
you know what I mean?
You always enchant me every day.
Come on.
I appreciate
Nick, I
it.
love you, bro.
I love
Thank
you
you
back,
so
my
much. And I
friend.
want you to know, Nick.
Yes.
Come Monday, I'm going to bring it. I'm going to try to bring it every single day.
Mm-hmm.
But like we just got back off of MagicCon. It was a lot of energy, right? So let me get the weekend. I'm going to bring even more energy.
Okay, I appreciate that. Of
Bring
course,
every
this is
moment.
Kind of Funny Gamescast. Each and every weekday, we get together to talk about the biggest reviews, previews, and topics in video games live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you like what we do and want to support us, go over and support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon, YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. For a chance to be a part of the show, submit your thoughts and opinions live right now on YouTube with super chats as we go, and Mike will be correlating
I'll be
those,
reading
getting those
them.
all together, reading them. Housekeeping right now. We're all about live talk shows here at Kind of Funny. Right before this, Blessing and Mike hosted Kind of Funny Games Daily and talked about the success of Monster Hunter. If you're into that game, you guys should definitely check out that episode. And of course, after this stream, we're going to be doing a special one today, Mike.
Yep.
We got a long, fun marathon stream. The hunt is on. Answer the call of the Wilds and join Greg Miller and the crew this Friday today for the launch of Monster Hunter Wilds. Greg will be leading the crew from marathon stream exclusively on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. Again, that is exclusively on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, where they'll stream as long as you want to hunt. Also, play alongside the crew so you can jump in and help on the hunts if and when the crew needs it. Spoilers, they're going to need it a lot. We also want to talk about Pack Your Bags, trainers. It's happening. It's happening finally. We're headed to Johto. The next chapter of Pokemon Nick Lock Journey begins with a mini marathon tomorrow. So today is Friday. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are join us on YouTube. We're going to be doing a YouTube live premiere, a 3-hour-long supercut. Mike, myself, and Andy will be in the chat hanging out with you guys. But so you can catch up because, of course, next Friday we're going back. We're going to Johto. We're doing the Nuzlocke again.
How excited are you for that?
I'm super excited.
That's
I've
really
wanted
cool.
to play Pokemon again since we wrapped up the last one.
I love that.
So
He's been ready.
I've been ready. I'm not going to say that Andy and Tim are holding us back, but they're holding us back.
It's like that Andy wants to just work on everything for so long. He wants to get everything perfect and have all these unique things. And
He's perfect.
He's in the Duffy and all. It's like, get out the Duffy and let's just get to
Get
it.
out of your
I think
Duffy
it's,
and
I
get
think
in
it's
my
also
car.
much harder to do what he's doing with a DS game rather than.
I didn't tell him to do the GA. There's so many Pokemon games, but everyone's like, you got to do Soul
gotta do
Silver.
this one.
Soul Silver's the one. I was like, and then I Googled it. And would you guys be surprised to know there's more than 2 Pokemon games out there?
More than
Oh,
2.
Did you know
there's
that?
a lot.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
there's a lot.
That's crazy. But of course, we're jumping into Soul Silver. It's going to be a Nick Lock. And I know what you're thinking. What's a Nick Lock? I didn't watch the last one. Well, it's a Nuzlocke, but it's Nick style. So join us next week for that. But before that, of course, jump in tomorrow with Saturday. Spend a little time on Saturday morning. You can watch the cartoons later. Shout out to our Patreon producers and supporters, Delaney Twaning, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Karen Lindner. Today we're brought to you by Greg Miller's live Chicago show and BetterHelp, but we'll talk and we'll tell you about that a little bit later. For now, it is time for the topic of the show. Now, as you know, this is part 2.
Yep.
If you watch the Kind of Funny podcast, Blessing downloaded the info of all the shenanigans that surrounded MagicCon.
Yeah.
But he would not give me any details of the con itself.
The con itself,
Any
the
sort
meetup.
of battles, the meetup. And so I think this is going to be our official review of MagicCon.
I think this is gonna be a lot of things.
We're going to really deep. We're getting in there.
I enjoyed telling my side of the story myself, but it didn't feel all the way right without Mike.
Right.
Because I spent an entire 24 hours with Mike which is the longest time I've ever spent around this.
Uninterrupted.
Yeah.
Uninterrupted. Just me and Mike for a full day.
Attached at the hip.
Yeah, and I couldn't get away from him.
Don't need to. Why would you want to?
So there was that. There's the meetup that we didn't get to talk about. I talked about also going back to Bloomington, Illinois, Central Illinois, and going to my aunt's birthday, but you can catch that on Kind of Funny podcast.
I have thoughts about that too. We're
Yeah,
gonna
Mike
talk
wasn't
about
there.
that.
Mike wanted to go.
I wanted to go.
But
I know.
And it was
I
planned. It was planned at one point, and then like after we thought about it for a second, I then like looked at Greg and I looked at Mike. I was like, Mike's not coming. Mike's not coming for my family gathering. I'm gonna bring my white coworker to this thing.
Yeah.
My parent, or my
The whitest coworker you have.
The whitest
Look at
coworker
him.
I have.
He's so white, he's red right now.
and they're gonna be like, "Who is this man you brought? Is this your lover?" Like they're gonna look at me.
Yeah,
like,
they were gonna
That's
think
what
about
he
that.
said.
They're
He
gonna
said,
think
"I don't
about
want him to be thought of as my lover." It's
Yeah,
like-
you would they would 1,000% be like, "Oh, Blessings never brought home a girl, but he's bringing home this this white
This
man
crazy white dude
from
in a
San
motocross
Francisco. They must be in love."
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
And Mike is overly affectionate.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's not that
and I would
hard
have said
of a...
nothing but nice things about
Yeah.
you too. So yeah, they
Yeah.
would have got the wrong ideas.
yeah,
right?
exactly. So I was like, let me not complicate things.
Mike, when
with
he
this
said
family
that,
trip.
so on the podcast when we talked about this party, which admittedly sounded wonderful, and again, it's so awesome that you had a moment to carve out for your family. It's very, very important.
it's very nice.
But when I asked, did Mike go, and you said no, I was like, oh, this is going to be a thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
this
it's
is going to be a
thing.
thing. I can tell Mike is so hurt by this that we have to talk about it today.
Yeah.
The moment I saw the Instagram stories go up, I was like, "Fuck!"
I know he was
want to
salty.
be there. You know what I mean? Like, Blessing. First off, he's back in the cool outfit that I'm very jealous of, and I want to dress up. Then I have a question.
What's up?
Okay, and there's a moment there where was it your aunt dancing in the middle?
Yes.
But then they were throwing money at her.
Yeah, that's the-
Can we talk about that
Yeah,
for a second?
that's
What
part
is
of the culture. You do that in
Yeah.
celebration. Like whoever you're celebrating, like they'll dance, and then you basically make it rain money.
I love
usually
that.
$1
I
bills, but
love
you are
that.
dude. I wish I took a picture or a video of
Yeah.
like toward the end of the night, $1 bills everywhere, just money.
We got a new
everywhere
rule.
on
When
the
it's
dance
Mike's
floor.
birthday, you shower me with $1
Yeah.
bills. That's my new goal. I love that.
I'll just buy you a chai latte.
That's good
It'll
enough.
be
That's good
equal
enough.
to how many $1 bills people will throw at you.
Yeah. Where do we want to start?
I want to
this?
start again at the beginning because
Yeah.
I know you
gotta
talked
start at the
about
beginning.
how y'all got there. You talked about the plane. You said
Yeah.
that you didn't really want to recap, but I need to see that through Mike's eyes. Because, Blessing, as you know, when stories happen here, when people go on trips, specifically with one snowbike Mike, there are usually two perspectives. There's what happened,
Yeah.
and then there's Mike's version
Yep.
of what
There's
happened.
what happened.
So, Mike, I want to start with you.
Yeah, man, what an exciting moment, right? Of course, there's so many things to talk about. Big thank you to the MagicCon team for inviting us out there. You know what I mean? For us to be able to go out and cover it and have some fun was a big deal. But to start, right, I was really excited. As you know, Nick, I always have a vision whenever we have these group trips.
Yes.
I want to make a vlog, right? My dream is to be a vlog superstar, right?
Yeah.
I want to be like, yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy Snowbike Mike inviting you to the vlog. Today, we're in Chicago, right? Like, we don't do that.
Now, let me stop you. Why don't you just stream when you're there? Why don't you just go live and stream from your phone?
It was a work day, so I didn't want to interrupt this kind of funny stream from that. You know
Next
what I
time,
mean?
next time we do it, though, we should figure it out so that you can just stream
that'd be
for like
awesome.
3 or 4 hours
'Cause
from
I
MagicCon.
did want to do
'Cause I
that.
think that'd be super
I just
fun.
didn't want to interrupt that,
Dude,
but we'll put that
Yeah,
on.
I was
Imagine if
playing
we streamed-
Avowed. Like, I
Yeah.
think it would have been okay, or whatever.
should've done
whatever.
that.
Imagine if we
Say.
streamed the games we were playing. That would have been
Yes.
such good content.
And so, there's always, whenever we get a group trip together, the first words out of my mouth is, are we going to meet at the studio? Because in my mind, right, we all meet at the studio, we take the Uber together.
Sure.
We start the
Sure.
vlog
Here's
off.
the thing. I'll say this at the forefront. I'm such an asshole. Because Mike was like, "Oh, we're gonna leave from the studio." I was like, "Nah, man.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Uber directly to the airport. I don't want to see you until we're at the gate."
That's the rule. Blessing and Andy are very similar of like, no, Mike, I will meet you there. And I'm like, we can take an Uber.
And I'm like, this is my chance because I'm like very introverted, right?
Uh-huh.
Like I know when people see and watch content from us, they're only seeing me in a state to where I'm talking and I'm
Yeah,
having a
you're very,
conversation.
you're very extroverted.
Yeah,
on camera.
On camera. Off camera, I'm very introverted.
Yeah,
I'm very
absolutely.
I want my space. I want to be doing my own thing. My favorite moments of the day are when I have my headphones on.
We know.
And I'm
we
just,
know.
like,
We know that
in
when your
my own
headphones
world.
go on, we don't talk to you.
Oh, it is so nice.
Yeah,
It's
it is
so
nice.
And so now this is trip number 2 for me and Bless of just solo Mike and Bless. So I know the rules, right? I know Bless on the plane likes to have his space. I know that Bless needs his space and deserves his space when we do this. But this trip was a little bit different. This trip, you're going to get 24 hours of just me,
Yep.
which was fun. And so I asked Bless, you want to meet me in the Uber? He says no. So then when I show up to security, where's Blessing?
Right.
5 people in front of me.
Right in front of Mike.
What up, Bless? Great to see you. Bless looks at me like, oh shit.
It's like, and I love that Mike does not like care about the surroundings around him, right? Like it's just a bunch of people that are just trying to get to point A to point B.
Yeah.
And you just hear Mike out of nowhere, oh, what's up, Bless? And I'm like, who is yelling right now?
Nothing smarter than being loud in an airport.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
In
yeah.
this
Exactly.
day and age.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Just screaming across a TSA security line, just having some fun.
Well, Blessing's Naruto bag got, of course, checked, So
Yeah,
now
we
go
talked
through
about
security,
that.
And I told Bless, I was like, be aware, they usually check giant blocks of cards because you can't see through that shit, so they think it's a bomb. And sure enough,
Yeah.
Blessing got checked, you know what I mean?
Now, again, we talked about this before, but that would give me so much anxiety because I know how much you guys take care of your cards.
Oh, dude,
You
when
have
they,
them in
when they
sleeves
started
and shit?
opening the box,
No.
I was like, please don't
No,
go further.
you
than this.
can't.
Don't start taking them out the sleeves,
No, you
bending them
can't.
back and
They're
forth.
getting fingerprints on them, and that shit's gonna stay in there forever. Forget
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Forget it. No.
That's funny as shit. And so I also had a special treat that I didn't tell Blessing about that I whispered to Roger, which was my first class upgrade, of course.
Yep.
Joey has
Was
taught
it an
me
upgrade?
Joey has taught me a move.
Yeah.
Where, if you are invited somewhere, you can take the free ticket and maybe you upgrade for more dollars. You know what I mean? And so I looked at the plane, and this was the biggest plane that I was ever going to go on. I don't take many trips outside of the US, so I'm never on these big jets that you see with the pods, multiple sections. There's a row in the middle along with rows on the windows. That's crazy to me, right? That's the biggest thing I've ever seen. And so I noticed, like, oh shit, there's pods. And I see all the cool YouTubers there in these pods. And I'm like, oh my God, imagine if I rode a pod. And now I'm not going to France. I'm not going to Japan. This is a smaller ticket price.
It's still a 5-hour flight, so I can understand.
You know what? Because it was so big, it flew faster there. It was only 4:15. On the way back, it was 5.
Because it goes against the winds.
Exactly. And so it was only 4 hours, so it was a little fast. And so I got the pod upgrade, but I didn't tell Bless. And so the whole time I didn't tell Bless.
Yeah.
And then Bless notices, he's like, why are you standing in the first section? We're section 3. And I'm sitting there smiling, laughing. And this guy's looking at me and Bless. Now his Blessing's looking at me. And the guy goes, what are y'all doing? We're going to MagicCon. And the guy immediately shook his head. He's like, oh, here's some nerds. But he was like, I like Magic too. And we were like,
Yeah, we got a whole
we're
conversation
fucking
with the guy,
going, bro.
with the dude in the line. Both of them in the line for first class. Or
And
whatever.
so now as first class is starting to go in, Blessing looks at me and goes, okay, well, I'm going to go stand over there then, I guess. And the guy's like, no. You can go with him.
You can go with him.
You're his teammate.
Yeah.
And Blessing, what did you say?
I forget what I said.
You said Greg never brings me
Yeah,
up.
oh
Greg
yeah, I did say that.
Immediately
Yeah.
throws Greg under the bus.
Because like there have been times where I'm going to the same place as Greg, it'll be like Summer Game Fest or some shit,
Yeah.
right? Or we're going to the same preview event, and like Greg will be in first class or not first class. He'll be in like group 1.
Yeah, because
and-
he's got all the the
Yeah.
miles
yeah,
from traveling. Yeah,
and
so
I'll
he'll
be in
like
group
silver.
5.
Yeah.
Like literally, like it was the time. The time I'm thinking of, I was in the very last group. I was like on group 6 or 7, which
Yeah.
I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
And like I remember talking to Greg and being like, "All right, peace. Like I'll go stand on my part of the line." I didn't know you could just walk in with somebody who's in group 1.
You technically can. If you're traveling with them, you can walk in with them. But
Yeah.
I don't know that is a hard and fast rule. I think it's more of like a courtesy.
Yeah.
Because if they see that you're born in group 5, they technically can ask you to go.
Well, they
to
did not
put
do
it
that
on.
when I went when it
Yeah.
was Mike.
No, because they're cool.
It was
the
so
guy
nice.
was like, yeah, you're flying with him. You can go with his group. And we were like, really? We've never heard of that, And so we walked up together. Sure shit. I fucking scan it. Blessing's like, I'm with him. She's like, get on board. Let's have a great flight. And so it was awesome, right? And so I don't know if I told, by that time, Blessing knew I was in first class, right? And so we get onto the plane and she goes, first class to the left, Blessing, you're to the right. And I said, see you, Bless. And I mean, this plane is massive, Nick.
Huge.
They got a whole stewardess area in the middle
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah.
And so now I'm in the pods. And in my mind, bless him, Nick, just so you know, I upgraded to the pod thinking it was going to be a pod. You
Yeah.
see all these videos, right? Ryan Trahan, he's on a plane with a shower in there, you know what I mean? I thought I would step to the pod. It'd be a larger seat that could lay all the way back, but I'd have like windows that would go down in between me and Bless here, right? That would secure me my own pod.
Yeah.
No. It was just a row of the chairs that could lay down, but we could see each other. There was no windows. There was no courtesy.
Were you
calls.
in the, with the window? Were they actually the first class or were they the business class?
No, well, this was as far forward as you could be.
So
I
it was
don't-
literally like one of those where you can kind of lean back. You are in a self-contained little
Yes.
area. You can put the little divider up between
No
you.
dividers.
There
No
wasn't. You maybe just didn't know.
No,
there was a
when you
divider.
lay far enough back, you're technically in the seat cove. So, like, I guess that would be your divider.
Well, the
there.
ones that I have seen, I've never flown in these pods
Yeah.
before, do have a button you can hit where the thing will go up,
I
so
would-
you're not looking at the
yes.
other person.
So I
because
told-
they're like they're sitting like 69ing.
Yeah, it's not like that. It
Not
was,
in a sexual way.
It was a dude. Man, dude. So, let me tell you what, I had so much.
What does that mean? Dude.
So there I was. I lock eyes with this older woman across the aisle, right? So it's me on the middle left seat because there's 4 and 2s, right?
Right.
And so it's me on the middle left along with the jabroni next to me. And I lock eyes with this old woman across the way. And she's baffled that she's in first class because, we're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And she looked at me, she goes, I can't believe we're here. And I said, Miss, you look good in it. And she started smiling. She was dying. Her and her old husband. And they're laying back. She's got a blanket. She's got an eye mask on now, passed out. I'm like, this is how we all deserve to fly.
Can I pitch a Patreon exclusive item?
Sure.
We need a book of Mike-isms.
Yeah.
I think we need
Yes.
like a little book that is just a bunch of Mike sayings because I need that.
We need a bunch
You
of
look
Mike
good in it.
sayings.
That's good.
We need Mike sayings, and we need the ongoing list of Mike's nicknames for his friends.
Oh,
Like Martin
yeah.
Farton.
Oh, yeah,
and
Sad
Earl
Boy
the
Sean.
Squirrel.
Miss you. Sad Boy Sean finally quit Starbucks. Very proud of you, Sad Boy Sean. I love you. He hated that job. He needed to get out of there.
That's a
I'm
tough
so
job.
fucking
It's
proud
a
of
tough
you,
job.
Good for him.
So, Mike, was it everything you wanted it to
No,
be?
I was mad. You know what? Let me say this.
Was it worth the upgrade? How much? Don't tell me how much because
Yeah.
it's your money. I don't. It's
Was
none of my
it worth
business.
the upgrade?
Was it worth the amount of money you spent on it?
Yes, as someone who has a lot of flight anxiety, as you know, and it's not
Yeah.
really it's more of just a trip anxiety. So it is nice to like be able to have the seat, be comfortable, and
forward
get
to
over
that.
there,
Yeah,
right? And
sure.
so that was a big deal for me. So it was totally worth it at the end. And I had more fun at the end than at the beginning because I was let down. Right? Because now I'm awkwardly laying down with this guy at the same time. We're both like looking at each other. I'm like, oh shit, this is so weird. And he's laying down and I'm laying down. I'm like, just two bros laying right next to each other. Didn't want that vibe. Didn't want that vibe. But let me tell you what, at the end, when I'm watching Predator 2 and I'm fully laid back and my feet are up, the best. You know what I mean? It was all worth it.
Sure.
And so what I told Bless at the end of it was like, you should go with someone. Get the 2-pack, it's more comfortable. The 4-pack, not comfortable at all.
That's a great.
What
Hella
do you
dope in the
see?
chat says it should be called Mike Drops.
That's good.
That's a great
good.
name for that
And
book.
so first class was a great time. They give you a hot towel, awful food selection, you know what I mean? It's just the worst food of your life, but fuck
You're
it.
eating lunch,
Dude, they
It was
serve
4
you.
hour. I think I missed it actually.
Yeah.
I slept through that whole thing.
And so that was my flight. We get off the flight, and here's the best part, Nick.
Yeah.
Now me and Bless are together. The trip has begun. And you know me. We're getting in an Uber, and I'm talking. Right? And
Oh,
me
dude.
and this Uber driver, we're going back and forth. I'm excited to
Mike
be in
learned the
Chicago.
entire history of
You
Chicago.
know,
in that
you know what I
Uber.
want you to do next time you go on a trip with Mike? I want you to write the story, but leave blank the parts that I have to guess. Like, for instance, when we got in the Uber, and then just leave it blank, and I will fill in. Mike talked this guy's ear
Mike
off
talked the
for the
Uber's ear off.
entire hour-long ride from
And
wherever you guys were going.
To be
wherever
fair,
you
the
guys
Uber
needed to get
himself
to.
was also very talkative.
They always-
talking-
of course they are. All Uber drivers are talking.
It was like he was
They're
excited.
bored.
He was so excited to tell us everything about
I
Chicago.
love talking to the Uber driver. So we're going back and forth. Man, we got a Bulls game. I think it's Friday. No, Mike. It's Saturday. Nick, I shit you not. This man is driving on the highway. Now he's on his phone like this, like full eyes on the phone. He's typing things in, looking up Chicago things to do for us while driving 60 on the highway. It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Did you explain to this gentleman that you have something to do? It's called MagicCon.
It is the most.
Oh, we were like, we're headed to the convention tomorrow,
Yes.
right? We're gonna be hanging out around McCormick Place, like there. What's around there? What can we do? And he then was like, are you guys here for the dentist convention?
Dentist convention.
Of course.
And we're like, what do you mean? He's like, the McCormick Place, there's gonna be a dentist convention. I brought somebody here who's here for that. And we're like, no, we're here for MagicCon. He's like, Magic the Gathering. It's like, you should look into it. I think there's a dentist convention. Turns out both are happening at the same time.
Biggest convention
Same
center.
convention center.
Wait,
Perfect.
so I like that he. Did it feel like he wanted you to look into it to maybe get you to go to the dentist convention instead of MagicCon?
I think he was just like very fascinated with the fact that there are two conventions happening in the same exact location.
I went to a VidCon one time. I think it was the first VidCon we had ever gone to, where half of the convention center was VidCon and the other half was the National Fencing Association's like state championship.
Hell yeah.
Which is weird.
I should have got lost in the dentist convention. That was my biggest
Dude,
regret.
we'll get there, but
We'll talk
McCormick
about
Place,
that.
gigantic.
Unbelievable.
Big convention center.
Biggest you've ever seen. Massive. And so now I'm talking to the guy, Bulls game. He's looking up, Charlie XCX is in the building. I'm like, oh shit, Charlie's here? That's crazy. Brad Summer.
Oh, I know Charlie XCX.
Yeah.
Brad Summer. And so then we get to talking about hockey. I'm like, man, I wish I could see a Blackhawks game. They got the World Cup going on right now. He goes, dude, it's on right now. The man proceeds to pull up the live feed of a hockey game, flip his phone over, and is actively watching the hockey game.
None of this is legal.
While driving.
Yeah.
Okay? The
Yeah.
man is actively driving 65 on the highway, watching a hockey game on the dashboard with me and Blessing is looking at me, shaking his head at this point, like, Mike, what have you done?
Yeah, it's at this point that I would be like, let's just stop before this situation gets any worse. Because at a certain point, he's going to be in the back seat with you guys, and the Tesla is going to be self-driving itself.
Oh yeah, it might as well have been at that
He's
point.
turning it up. He's finding the perfect volume for us. It was
Just doing that
fantastic.
while also just giving us all these different bits of like Chicago stuff,
Of
right?
course.
Telling us about the Chicago fire, telling us about McDonald's and how it's headquartered in
Yes.
Chicago, and how he pointed out the biggest McDonald's in America to us, which looked really cool.
Oh, I would have gone to
Beautiful.
that. I love going to the
Beautiful.
Yeah,
biggest
it was
whatever.
gorgeous, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was then we got to the hotel.
Yeah, then we got to the hotel, dropped our stuff
Quickly
off.
dropped our stuff off. We had a nice little steak dinner with the PR team. That
Yep.
was fantastic. And then afterwards we asked for recommendations. We drove past River North, which for all of you out there, there's different pockets of the city that's happening, that's young, that's hip, that's hot. And we said, hey, we saw River North really hot right now. Young people dancing, having fun. We kind of want that vibe. And I asked these two gentlemen along with Bless, I said, what's the vibe? Where should we go? And they pointed us to a bar, Bless.
Yeah.
They said, go to Rainbow Bar.
Rainbow.
Best dive bar in Chicago.
Rainbow without a W.
We showed up to Rainbow Bar,
Oh.
Nick, and there was 10 motherfuckers in the building.
It was
I
just
don't
a
like that.
regular
Empty.
ass dive bar in like a unbusy area. We wanted to go to the River North thing.
I wanted to go to
The
River
bar
North.
we went to, nowhere near that. Right? It was like some secluded bar. Walk in. This is a regular dive bar.
Were these PR people from Chicago?
These were journalists from another group, and they were from Chicago.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think they were picking up my vibes of like, I want young, hip. Maybe the bar's a little too loud and you don't like that.
Yeah.
That's what me and Bless are going for on Friday night.
I would imagine, and I don't want to stereotype, but I would imagine that Magic the Gathering journalists
Yeah, not
don't
that.
know where the party's at.
We should have taken all their recommendations, thrown it
Thrown
in
them
the
out the
trash,
fucking
and just
window.
gone right to River North, put ourselves
Yeah.
there, and just started walking.
If you drove past the club that was spilling over with the party, that's the vibe that you
Yeah.
probably wanted to go to. Then you go to the Rainbow afterward for like one little drink.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you go to get pizza.
Yeah, I
and
think
then
their
you
thing
throw
was
up.
they were suggesting, I think, their favorite bar, right? Like their go-to bar. And
Yeah,
Like a
also,
it's
locals bar?
it's
Yeah.
the equivalent of asking me what my favorite bar is. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, like I don't go out to party, and you guys know that.
I do
so.
want to shout out those guys, though, because they were fun to talk to. Like,
They
we
were
hung
great.
out with
We
them
had
at
a lot of
dinner.
great people, yeah.
A lot of great
Great
people at that
people.
dinner. And yeah, they were like some dudes that worked at Polygon. And like,
yeah.
I was just asking questions about like, yo, what's it like working at
Cool
Polygon?
Polygon. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, right? I was like,
They-
what's Polygon up
Are
to?
they still around?
I basically was like, how's Polygon doing?
Yeah.
I didn't know we were like, yeah, y'all were still.
I get that confused. Because obviously, I don't want to make fun. I don't want to make a lot of that situation. We'll just keep moving on.
yeah.
So yeah, we went out to Rainbow, and now don't get me wrong, Midwest vibes, good, like just like down home, quiet American vibes. 12
Yeah.
people, nice empty bar.
People there had
lot
a good
of seating.
energy.
Everybody was smiling, having
Yeah.
fun. I told Bless, I said, "There's two cute girls over there. Get ready. I'm gonna talk to them."
Yep.
30 minutes later, didn't talk to them.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Try to make eye contact.
Yep.
Try to get the nod first before I walked up. You know what I mean? Couldn't get it. So I said,
Where are they
"Yeah."
at the bar?
No, we
No.
were on a sofa. They were at a nice
It
little
was
seated
me and Mike
area.
sitting next to each other on a sofa,
Yeah.
drinking our drinks and just talking to each other. And they're like
Talking
in that
about life.
corner, yeah, like in kind of a booth talking to
And
each
it was
other.
just the four of you in this place, basically.
No, it was like a few
There's
more
a lot of
people.
other people,
I mean,
but like,
we were
yeah.
probably half the people there.
Yeah, it was really empty. It was a good vibe. It was a good
yeah,
vibe.
just Mike
And
keep
so-
trying on making eye contact with people.
It's just Mike and Bless. We're just two homies talking, having some fun, really connecting, really bonding. Because
Yeah.
this is our first trip where like we're gonna talk a lot about it of like Mike and Bless fully together. You know, PAX East, when we went together, we had our moments, but like I was able to dap up Bless and be like, hey, I'm going with Jeff Grubb. And Bless is like, I'm going to this hot TwitchCon party. I'll see you in a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So like we would dap up, do some other things, and we'd come back together. This was like, no, Bless.
It's like we got
you're with
nobody else.
Mike.
You know, it's just us two.
Yes.
We don't know. It's not like PAX, where I know
Yeah.
a million people at PAX.
We don't know nobody.
We're at MagicCon. I don't know
Yeah.
Magic people.
You guys have to roll together. It's fun.
We went to, or at least we attempted to go to 3 different bars.
Yeah, so then, of course, I'm sure you heard, we went to a second bar because I remembered the guy was like, if you go to Rainbow, there's this Gold Star bar that's just a block away. So I looked at Bless. Now, mind you, it's fucking -14 out, and I'm having the time of my life, okay? Finally,
I heard you brought
this fat winter coat is working.
I heard you brought an appropriate thick coat.
I thought about bringing a coat, and then I was like, no, I'm not bringing a coat. You know what I mean? It's just I didn't have the
Not even the
room.
Carhartt.
No, I had the Carhartt out and everything, Nick, and I didn't bring
Like that would have been the perfect weight for you for that kind of.
Oh,
weather.
it would have been perfect. I would have looked great. No, there I was freeze. I was looking like an idiot. I was freezing to death in the sweater, right?
Good.
My champion sweater. of
I love the
course.
champion sweater.
Mike, can I ask you a question? This is from Arjun in the chat. Mike and Bless, this is when you send them a drink. Have you ever thought about that? Because I think you could have gotten away with sending them a drink.
I could have maybe, but like it's not like that kind of vibes where you look at the bar. You know, when we weren't at the bar top,
Right.
It wasn't like they were across the bar. It was
Yeah.
quite literally like I would have to get up, go to the bartender, order them drinks, then walk it over there myself.
Nope.
Right.
Yeah, no,
and so that
trying to
didn't
do
vibe
that.
well.
That's
and I'm
a-
already looking at
That's a
them, giving
red
them-
flag for most
Yeah,
women.
I'm
Yeah,
giving
that's a
them
good
the
point. That's a good
rundown
point.
of like
Yeah.
these girls already got drinks, they're smiling, having fun. So if she looked at me, I would have looked at her, gave her the nod, got up, and been like, "Hey, what's going on? How y'all ladies doing tonight?"
Yeah.
That's how it would have gone.
I think you made the right choice. I think
Yeah.
if there are two people sitting in a booth by themselves enjoying each other's company,
Yeah.
I think you
You gotta
be.
let them rock.
If you're at the bar and you can maybe have an organic way of being like, do you guys want to do some shots or something like that? That's always a fun thing. They can watch the bartender pour
Yeah.
the shots, so everything seems like okay and safe. But yeah, I think you made the right choice.
Yeah, me and Bless got it. Okay, don't worry about it. We got it like that. We know what
Mike
we're
was like,
doing,
I'm gonna
okay?
talk to these girls. I was like, Mike, that's not me. I was like, oh, listen, if you want, I'll follow you. Like, I'll
We gonna
wingman, I'll follow, but that's not me.
So then we go to the next bar, which is Star Bar right down the block. 7-minute ice cold walk. Blessings freezing to death, unfortunately. Your boy Snow Mike thriving in the winter cold. I'm having so much fun just experiencing it. Then we get to Rainbow Bar or Star Bar. Dead again, Nick.
Yeah.
They had a pizza party though. Almost wanted to dabble in the pizza. You walk in, Nick, big bar, then pool table and sofa in the back. But when you walked up to the back room, they had like 6 pizzas there. And I was like, shit, should I grab a slice? And I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? Don't grab one, Mike. I don't want to get sick right now. I backed off of it. I backed off.
Smart.
And so we walk around. Of course, they're hogging the pool table. Can we talk about pool table etiquette? Okay.
Yeah, you gotta-
you finish a game, get the fuck out the way.
Were
Yeah.
you trying to play pool?
Yeah, I wanted to play pool.
Oh, I didn't
with
know you were trying to play.
Yeah, I
Dude,
wanted
if
to
you
play
said
pool.
that, I would have, like,
They doubled
kinda
up. They
stepped
finished the
in.
game and immediately just went for another one. It's like, hey, slap
Nah,
me.
you gotta
You
gotta
see me
you gotta
here.
walk away for 5 minutes. If no one else comes, then you can come back and do a
No,
second game.
You got Oh yes, thank you,
Th-
Baron.
that's
You
what I'm
finish
saying.
your
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
You walk. You go get some drinks. Right. You clearly see Snowbike Mike standing up here. I'm looking at the chalkboard. I'm looking at you. You finish your game. Get out the way. There's one pool table. Okay.
See, if I would have gone up and been like, yo, can I get next?
I almost bodied him.
You gotta be like, can I get next?
So then we went to the bar. We're hanging out. Cute girl walks by. Say, what up?
He did say what's up.
She's going out for a heater. And you know me, I'm like, hey, what's up? You know what I mean?
Of course,
I'm not going to smoke
nothing
that
more
heater.
than you know. That I know about you that you just love ripping heaters.
You like standing outside near people who are ripping
Love
heaters.
standing outside.
I love it.
I love talking.
my favorite thing to
I love
do.
the vibe. So
Yeah.
me and Bless had a great time. Then we go to another bar. It was closed.
Yeah. Our
Heartbreak.
bartender sent us to the moon. Basically, they were like, oh, yeah, you should go to this bar. It's fucking awesome. Get an Uber. The Uber drops us off and drives away. And we're stranded at a bar that is fully closed.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
She took us to a bar that's clearly a summertime bar.
Yeah.
Nick, it was beautiful. Awesome.
All outdoors.
All cargo containers lining the outside of it
Oh,
that
cool.
have been cut open to have like windows and cool standing areas, right? This place was called Recess, and I promise you during the Chicago summers, that place pops off,
Oh, yeah.
right? That's where you want to be as Recess. Not
It's a great
on
name for a bar.
freezing cold Thursday night in Chicago, right? So she fucked us.
Yeah, so we're just
that
standing
lady,
outside.
I remember that.
I forget what time. It must have been like 1 a.m. or some shit. We're just standing outside and we're like, all right, let's go home.
You're
it's
done.
cold. Let's go home. So we get an Uber back to the hotel.
We Ubered back, and Blessing's like, okay, this is the end. And I was like, Bless, that's just fine. What time you want to go tomorrow? He's like, Mike, let's get some sleep. We'll recap in the morning. I said, Bless, that's my guy. Okay, we got some good sleep.
Got some good sleep.
Some good sleep.
Now, did Mike try to sleep on the floor in your room?
Oh, absolutely not. I would not have allowed
Blessing
that.
was on the tippy top of the tower. Okay,
Yeah.
Blessing's on the 22nd floor. I'm on the 18th.
Yeah, there's nothing like saying goodbye in the elevator and like me getting that moment alone and being like, oh man, I can relax
Yeah,
now.
thank
Got
God.
his ass.
Thank God.
I can be
I don't
me
have
now.
to talk anymore.
I don't have to talk. Mike loves to talk.
So then we make it to MagicCon the next day.
Yeah.
And Nick, let
Now-
me tell you what.
Let's back up for a second. So what is the itinerary for MagicCon? Do you guys have to be at things? Do you have appointments for MagicCon?
No, I think we just had the dinner with PR
At this time,
that
yeah,
night before.
we knew about the dinner. We also knew that there was a big MagicCon ceremony happening on day one. That is kind of like the announcement and the welcome. And they were like, "Hey, you definitely don't want to miss that. That's where we're going to announce this big cool thing." And we were like, "All right, awesome." And so I think we can announce that now. We can talk about it for a moment, right?
Yeah, so like I think a big thing that Magic's been doing in the last year, they've been doing a lot of collaborations. What they call Universes Beyond.
Universes Beyond
is what they call it. And so the way I got into MagicCon, or the way I got into Magic and Greg got into Magic was through Ghostbusters, because they allowed Greg to help announce the Ghostbusters expansion that they're doing, and Greg got excited through that, and then I got excited through like Fallout and Final Fantasy and these different things that they're doing. So the one they announced during MagicCon was for Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is really cool.
Big deal.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Big deal, because now I'm looking at Barrett and I'm like, Barrett, this might be your chance.
Damn.
This might be
Like
your shot.
Assassin's Creed wasn't gonna do it. I feel like there's been another like Doctor Who, I think, right, was another one, right, Mikey?
Yes, Doctor Who
Yeah.
was another
Those
one.
couldn't do it. Maybe Avatar though.
Because here's the thing.
Fuck.
Because I mean, like, there's so many friends I have in the Bay Area that are Avatar: The Last Airbender people, and I know that this is the crossover that they've been waiting for.
And that's a great week to announce it. It was the 20th anniversary of Avatar, like literally the other day.
I think that's probably what it lined up with,
Huge
right? Of why they did it.
announcement, right? I mean, this is a big rollout because this will be the end of the year too. So in June you get Final Fantasy, which all of the Tim, the nerds are excited for, right? They're bringing all the Final Fantasies underneath one roof for all the different cards, which is awesome. Then we'll roll into, of course, Universes Beyond with Avatar: The Last Airbender at the end of the year. Different packs in between. It's going to be a really dope year for Magic.
And can you mix those packs in with a normal deck, or is this? How does that work out?
Starting
Do you
now,
have-
you can.
Yeah.
Starting with
Or
Final
Or do you have
Fantasy,
to stay
you can.
like, hey, we're Fallout, we're just playing for the Fallout deck?
No, you can mix and match.
So it's
Yeah.
just kind of a themed, kind of fun
Yeah,
thing.
I think before they're a bit more separate. But I think after a while they're kind of like, fuck it, like it's a lot to manage. And I think it's probably better as far as getting people in, because like I think there are a lot of people that just want to buy the Avatar set and play Magic.
Yeah.
So it's way easier to buy that and be like, all right, cool. I know Mike plays Magic, so I'm just gonna play with
They're
him.
part
Sure.
of it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there will be the mix now together starting in June, which is really, really cool. Of like there's no rules anymore. There's no separation. Everybody's in whatever decks you want.
Fantastic. Mike?
Yeah.
I want to hear more about this incredible trip to MagicCon, and we're going to do that right after a word from our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by me, Greg Miller. Chicago, what are you doing Thursday, April 10th at 7 p.m.? The answer? Coming to my live show. That's right, Mrs. Miller's baby boy is coming back to Chicagoland and putting on a 90-minute, one-night only show live from the Goodwin Auditorium at Benedictine University in Lisle. I'm mixing a bit of Up at Noon with a bit of my best Comic-Con performances with a lot of my Chicago influences. I'm calling it a late night with Greg Miller, and it's going to offer never-before-heard adolescent tales, an interview with one of my favorite bands of all time, a conversation with Millie Ramsey about growing up in the internet spotlight, your live questions for me, and of course, tons of fabulous video game prizes. Get your tickets now at kindafunny.com/Chicago. And hey, Midwest people, we never do shows out there, so this is your chance to see a Greg Miller stage show. Indiana, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin. We always talk about how we love to drive as Midwest people, so hit the road for an opportunity you may never get again. This is a fundraiser for Benedictine University. That's right, my childhood best friend Poe's school. So get your tickets now at kindafunny.com/Chicago, and I'll see you on April 10th. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. It's always important for us to be aware of a relationship red flags we should avoid. But what if we focused more on looking for green flags in friends and partners? If you're not sure what they look like, therapy can help you identify green flags, actively practice them in your relationships, and embody the green flag energy yourself. Some of our best friends use BetterHelp and love how helpful it can be for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't just for those who have experienced major trauma. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule, and it serves over 5 million people worldwide. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/kindafunny to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/kindafunny, BetterHelp.com/kindafunny.
And we're back. I really honestly, Blessing, with Mike, I can never tell if he's the happiest human being I've ever met or if he's like a bad day away from ending it all.
I'm gonna crack.
This is the third time this joke has been made today. Me and Roger
really don't. I can never tell.
That's
crazy.
Said, y'all
And
better
Mike, I want you to know,
appreciate
I'm
that
here for you for both. I want you to know,
thank
if
you.
you want to celebrate life, I want to stand next to your side as your friend and coworker and do that with you. And if you're struggling, just let me know.
Because here's the thing, right? Me and Roger and us were having the conversation this morning before KHD of if Mike dies, if Mike and Miyamoto die on the same day, who gets the headline?
Who gets the headline?
Who gets the KHD headline?
Who gets the headline?
Oh, it's definitely Miyamoto. Yeah,
Like,
sorry.
do we resort? Do we
It
take Mike?
depends. Who's hosting? Am I hosting that day or is Tim hosting?
Let's say it's Greg and you.
If it's Greg and me, it's gonna be Mike probably.
Okay.
If it's Greg and me, it might be Miyamoto. But like Mike, we'll give you like a We News slot.
Thank you.
The thing is this, Mike, and this is the thing that you have to think about. If you were to pass away, and we don't want you to,
Yeah.
but there would be a moment where everyone would they'd
Think about it.
remember you. Yeah, they'd take a second for you.
Remember.
I appreciate
important.
that. Thank you so much.
That's important.
Yeah, I got a new lifestyle.
That went dark fast.
That got real dark.
That got
tell you
real
all
dark.
about. I want to shout out Count, who's in the chat right now. Count, can I get a little quick chat about Tupelo, Twin Lakes at Tupelo? I need to know my main man, who's putting me onto the Golden Triangle. I got a new way of life that I'm very
Golden
excited to tell you all about. It's a mindset. Okay, because you have to realize where you're at in life, and like you got to appreciate that sometimes you could be in the Golden Triangle. Maybe your Golden Triangle isn't fully in right now, but like Snowbike Mike, I'm deep in the Golden Triangle. I'm living the best life.
Good.
We're gonna talk about that in just a minute.
Okay.
All right, so MagicCon.
Well, because I met him at MagicCon and he put me on and changed my life. Right?
Okay.
The Golden Triangle. Let me just tell you about the Golden Triangle. Let me,
What is the Golden Triangle, Mike?
let me put you onto the
Yeah,
Golden
I
Triangle.
like you not to tell me. I like you just to string me along for the next 5 days until I
life-
Google it myself.
in life-
I thought this was a White Lotus thing. I
In
thought you were going
life,
to talk about
there's
the White
I thought
Lotus.
this was a magic card.
Okay? It's about health, time, and money, right? And then through life, your Golden Triangle will move around. Maybe you're Mike and Blessing's age and beyond. Maybe you got kids and like your time is a little more limited. Maybe you're a little bit on the older side and your health is a little bit more limited. Maybe you're 18, you don't have the financials down yet, so your money's a little more limited. But when you think of Snowbike Mike, in his prime,
Flush with cash.
fucking dialed into the Golden Triangle. And so right now, I just want to appreciate right now
Wait.
the King of Tupelo, my man, okay, for putting me on.
Define
Because
dialed in.
When I think about my life, right, and it's like, what does Mike have? Mike has a whole lot of time,
A lot of time.
great health. Okay,
Great health.
sure, I'm breathing pretty heavy, but great health.
You are,
okay?
yeah, you are the picture of health.
I mean, I am the picture right there. And then I got plenty of cash to spend on whatever I want.
Obviously,
And so when you
upgrades
think
and
about your
flights.
boy Snowbike Mike, I'm in the Golden Triangle. I'm living the perfect moment right now. And
Sure.
sometimes maybe I meet a girl, maybe I have a kid. It changes. Okay. Maybe I fall on bad health. I twist my ankle. I can't go and do all the cool stuff I want to do.
All these
Maybe I
hard
fall on
workouts you're
hard
doing
times. I
every day.
buy too many magic cards. Okay. You know what I mean?
That's
I
for
can't
sure
buy
gonna
everything.
happen.
But here's
Yeah.
the deal. As of right now, shout out to my man Count in the building. I'm in the triangle, and I need to remember that. When Andy teases me and he's like, "Mike, what are you doing?" It's like I'm just living my best life right now. So, Chad, I want you to know that I'm living my best.
This is a man that loves lying, by the way.
Mike, I want to say congratulations on living your best life.
Thank you.
And please reach out to me if you need help.
Yes, please.
I'm
We
just
need to
telling
talk
you,
to somebody.
this is the truth. You got to remember.
I'm saying on one side, I appreciate that, and I think it's awesome that you're crushing it. On the other side, I'm here for you.
okay.
I'm just
We're
letting
here
you
to
know
talk whenever you want to.
whatever day that's going to be.
So I thank you. You know, shout out to
out
Twin
to the
Lakes
Count.
Tupelo. Just so
Chris
special.
Anker in the chat says Mike spends his nights telling us I'm dying. What he does. I know, Chris. I know. We just can be here for him. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. There's no help but self-help. Blessing back to Magic, the
So,
actual convention.
I guess we should talk about arriving at MagicCon, right? We get there. Oh, the morning starts, right? I meet
We
up
go
with
to
What time? What time
McDonald's
we
to
talking
do
in the
this.
morning? What time we talking?
like
9:30.
9:30, yeah.
Yeah, we met at
A
9:30.
little early.
It's a little early, but
Like we want to make the most of the day.
we wanted to make
I'm
the
only
most
there
of the
for
day.
one day, so I want to make sure I took advantage.
Really cool convention hours too, Nick. The convention show floor 10 to 7.
Ooh.
You can buy Magic cards, you can explore the show floor, but underneath in the belly of the beast,
Yeah.
where all the tables and Magic is going down, open till midnight.
Crazy.
So they're like, hey, the show floor is closing. You can go down and play as much as you want till midnight. And fucking everyone's down there playing games, trading. It was so sick.
So we wake up, we meet up at the bottom of the hotel. We walk to McDonald's that's right next to us real quick to grab some breakfast.
Best McDonald's ever.
It was the greatest McDonald's meal I've had in my
The
life.
biscuit light, fluffy.
Yeah.
Fresh.
It's home of McDonald's.
Yep.
That's where it was founded.
They knew. They were like,
Or at
we're
least
2
headquartered.
blocks from HQ. We're 2 blocks from the biggest McDonald's ever. We got to put on for our city. And they put on.
Yeah. No, it was different.
So the biggest McDonald's ever is right next to the convention center?
No, it's in
No.
downtown.
Oh, okay.
It was like close to our hotel.
Did you go to the one in the headquarters of McDonald's?
No.
Oh, okay. That
No,
one
there was
looks
just
sick.
a lot of McDonald's. So like the one we went to was just a corner McDonald's.
Okay.
But if we wanted to, honestly, we probably could have gone to the biggest
We
one.
should have gone
We're
to the
just-
biggest
we're
one, but
busy.
we didn't.
We're just busy.
Time was limited.
I get
We
it.
were making
I get it. I
So
get it.
we get to the convention center, we Uber over, we get out, and immediately play the game of, all right, who's here for Magic and who's a dentist? And
Yep.
let me tell you, easy game to play.
Not a hard one.
Not a hard game.
Not
like
hard.
you look at like a man who's in like a nice jacket, you know, and like a
Beautiful
little,
teeth.
beautiful
Stunning
teeth,
teeth.
and you're like, okay, that's a dentist. And you
Yep.
look to the right and just see people with backpacks,
And you
on.
see people with backpacks and
And, like,
Naruto
and their
fanny
hair-
packs
yeah,
on. You're like,
Naruto fanny packs. Their
Those are my
hair's kind
Magic
of
people.
dyed.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, that's a Magic
they look like
player.
they had. They're like, okay, this is day one of not showering for 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we follow where we see the Magic players so we can find where the
Now,
con's going
really
on.
quick, I'm going to defend them.
Yeah.
Smell was good.
You were there for a day.
35% stank.
You
No,
were
no.
there for a day.
I was there for 2 days.
Okay.
And let me tell you what, 35% stank.
35.
I don't
was
think I smelled
very
much stank
impressed.
at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was very nice in there. Everybody was
I will
mindful.
say-
Everybody was clean. It was good.
There are quite a few people who I shook their hands. After I shook a number of people's hands a little bit sticky. And so work
Yeah.
on that, y'all. Work on that.
That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
As you know, Andy has that little lanyard of Purell that he
Oh, I
walks
do this.
around
I
with.
do. Yeah.
You got to do it. Oh,
You got to do a fist bump, bless.
I
Gotta do
try.
fist bumps.
People for some reason they don't accept the fist bump anymore.
What?
I'm fucking up. Can I talk
I
about
will,
it?
I will go for a fist
we're
bump.
in like a
and somebody will
pandemic
grab
world.
my fist. Like,
Oh, what?
Yeah, the fist bump people don't accept.
My handshake, I've been fucking up because you know I come from up here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so normally, what I want, Bless,
Yeah.
is I want one of these. We need to do that, or I want one of these, Bless. Where we come in,
Yeah.
little
boom,
hug,
give it a hug.
right? But when I come up here, people go, "Oh shit, hug." Initiate.
Yeah.
And it's
No,
like, no,
I don't want the hug.
We dap first, then we might hug.
Yeah.
But like, cause I'm coming up so high, everybody gives me
I
a
don't
hug.
want that.
And
You're
even
also
people that I think
tall,
would
too,
pick that
so
up,
it really throws
they
people
But you
come
just
in.
transition to the hug. It's fun to hug people.
Hey, I'm fine with hugging.
Yeah,
I like
like,
hugging.
get in
I'm-
here, you
But
know?
I want to do the cool handshake first.
As a non sequitur,
Yeah.
it was brought to my attention that LeBron James has a handshake for
Yeah.
every single person in his
Every
life that's
person.
different. I would like that. I would like you to institute that in Kind of Funny.
If we all showed up at the exact same time, I would stand at the door and I would make us all do the same high
Like an
fives.
elementary school teacher.
Everybody would do the high fives before you walked in. So I'll figure out a way where I listen to hear the gate close, and then I walk to the front door and I meet you, and you have to do the high five.
This is what you do. You do it during the weekly meeting. All right, Mike, you're up. Then you just walk around.
Everybody's
Everybody
gotta do
gets
the
a
high
unique
fives.
handshake.
This is good.
I like
This
this.
is good.
I like this.
So you go to Magic.
So
Are you catching games now? At what point do you initiate? How does one initiate a game of Magic?
so
You step up.
you step. Yeah, you basically
step
step
the
up.
fuck up to the table. It's
I want to
so
get there in a
cool.
second because I just want to shout out the fact that me and Mike, as we were going to this convention, had
Sure.
no idea how big it was going to be. As we were walking toward it,
Magic's been on forever.
yeah, but we didn't know like how the convention was though, right?
Sure. Like it might have been MomoCon where you're like, oh man, there's a lot of empty
yeah,
rooms here.
because we knew there were multiple conventions a year
Yeah,
sure.
also. So it's like, okay, is this just people in Chicago that like Magic that are going?
Is this like the con for Magic?
This is one of 3. There's
Okay.
3 a year,
They
sometimes
travel.
4.
They bring us all around.
Yeah, so there's one in Vegas. There's one. Was it Atlanta? Is one of them?
Atlanta.
Yeah. So like you get them in different locations throughout
Okay.
the year. But we were just like, all right, is this gonna be small? Is this gonna be huge? As we're walking, we're like, yo, there's so many people here. It didn't feel that way until you legit get into the show
hall.
floor, the
Yeah.
hall,
Yeah.
and then you also realize because we also didn't know it was 2 floors. You get to the hall and you're like, oh man, the show floor is massive. There's a lot of people. Then we walk downstairs and we just see a sea of tables.
Barrett, can we bring up that video I sent you really quick if you're listening and watching? I want to show the belly of the beast because I ended the week going up to PR and thanking them for bringing us here. And I said, this was an unbelievable experience that I will never be able to describe to somebody of how big this downstairs area was and all of the people playing. So you can see we're on one wall.
Yeah.
If I pan over, it is there you go.
That's
See,
insane.
All tables.
That looks like a backrooms
Tables
game.
filled out.
It
It
felt
looks
like
like the
that.
back rooms, and there are tables and seats everywhere, and there are people playing at every single hour all along there. It was jam-packed. It was unbelievable.
Is this? I assume a lot of these games are just for fun, but is there a ranked, like, bracketed competition?
So there's the pro tour up top.
How do we
and
go
I
pro?
watched the pro tour.
Okay.
They're nasty.
Are they nasty?
Yeah, the pro tour is super sick. So they start off, it's half and half. First half is draft. So you're not bringing in your own stuff. You're similar to what Blessing does, where they give you packs and then you have to quickly make a deck out of the packs that you've received, right? So there's no strategy of like, oh, this is my pre-strategized deck that I'm bringing in. No, you got to make it right there on the spot. And then they have the second half where you bring in your pre-made deck and battle, but you can only bring one deck for the whole weekend. No change in decks, the kid told me. And I was like, so how'd you do? And he's like, first day, I barely got by 5-3. Today, not so hot, 0-4. I'm like, oh, fuck, dude, that's crazy.
That's tough.
And then I watched the finale at the end on YouTube because they broadcast it live on YouTube and Twitch. Fucking epic, bro. You got to go watch this. The kid's doing massive math problems to see if he can defeat the other kid. They got a mirror match of the both same decks going back and forth at each other. It was awesome. The Pro Tour's sick.
It's pretty
The
cool.
Pro Tour's
Now,
sick.
Mike, we gotta talk about what we did.
Yeah, let's talk. Nick, McCormick Center is massive. This is the biggest convention center I think ever. I mean, truly,
It's gigantic. I've not seen a convention center bigger than this one.
this thing is fucking massive.
Because as we got into MagicCon, let me tell you, stop seeing the dentists. I'm like, where are the dentists at? Because I want to see how big their rooms are.
I'm gonna be real. I don't think the dentists are coming like that. You know what I mean? I think they got like maybe an eighth of this convention center cordoned
Nah,
off for
dog.
them.
Like, I'm expecting like tens of thousands.
There
of
was a lot of
dentists in one
dentists,
room.
a lot of dentists, a lot of beautiful smiles out there.
A lot of beautiful
They went
smiles.
to the left.
A lot of beautiful smiles.
Nick, we got dropped off in the front. We had to walk for a mile across. We had to go across a bridge that went over a highway to the back half of the place. And then when we arrived there, it was massive, stunning top floor of show floor. Like they had ether drift, little go-karts that you could race here. What do they call those little RC track go-karts?
RCs?
Is that what they are when they're on like they're on the predetermined path and they're the little electric
I guess
ones
they
back
would
in
be
the day?
RC cars, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super fun. They had that, just miles of tables for people to play, food, vendors, and then downstairs the belly of the beast is ticketed play where you can pay to play and they'll give you like a bunch of decks and cards to make up for what you've paid for essentially.
Sure.
And so when we
So you pay and they actually keep the decks.
yeah, so they have
that's kind of cool.
two
So you buy the
separate.
decks.
Yeah, they have just like regular free play, and then there's ticketed play where it's like organized and happening. And so Bless is reading through. He's like, "Oh, I want to play Commander," and I was like, "No, Bless, like let's play together. Like we're here together. Let's do this together." So Bless and I found Two-Headed Giant.
Yeah, Two-Headed Giant is a magic format where it is 2v2. And it's
So rad.
And I was trying to talk Mike out of it because like Mike hadn't played Two-Headed Giant before, and like not that the rules are super complex or anything.
Yeah, but you have to understand Mike's a gamer. He's a shooter.
I mean, yeah. But that's the thing is, I saw that and I was like, I know I've played it
He's
before
like,
with
I don't
friends. A couple different rules. We're taking our turns at the exact same time and we share lives and stuff. Like, Mike, are you sure you want to do it? Mike's like, oh yeah, that sounds fun. And so we pay the money. We do it. We go up. Well, it's a whole process that we don't need to get into, but it was a technical difficulties because we're there on a press pass as opposed to a regular pass. And so like the
you're
website wouldn't accept
sandbagging?
ours. Yeah. So like, basically, we had to talk to people to help us actually sign up because they wouldn't work through the website.
They got tournament and play organizers everywhere.
Yeah,
right?
everywhere.
So there was never a time where you would have a problem that couldn't be solved. You walk up to this massive. Look at that downstairs underbelly. Imagine all that, but in the dead center, it's this massive pillar of just help, right? So you can walk up there, you can sign up, they'll organize you on what table you need to go to. And so we walked up, they signed us up right away. They're like, be back at 1.
Yeah.
And we came back.
We came back.
There was hundreds of people gathered around for just our tournament of play, not to mention the thousands of people downstairs already playing other
doing their
things
own
happening.
formats. And so the format was Two-Headed Giant, Chaos Draft, Draft Your Draft. I know that sounds like a bunch of gibberish, right?
Okay.
And we didn't
Explain.
know what most of
know.
those words
We
meant
didn't
when we
know.
sat down. So we sit down and basically in a regular draft, right? Like they'll give you a bunch of packs of the same pack. Like I went to the Ether Drift pre-release and they gave me a bunch of Ether Drift packs to open, and then I make a deck in the 30 minutes that we have. Here, Chaos Draft means that you are given a bunch of different packs from different expansions that aren't really supposed to play together well, right? Like you are just getting random cards from random whatever.
So you got to cobble it together and try to figure out how to make a strat.
Exactly. So you got to cobble it together. But it's also draft your draft, and so the way we're doing it is they dump a bunch of packs on our table, and then each team at a time picks a pack. And so you have to be like, all right, I like this one with the dinosaurs on it, so I'm just gonna take the dinosaur pack, and then the next people go, and the next people go, and then we're like, all right, we'll do the foundations because we know like there's good cards in there. And then you go, all right, let's do the vampires, I guess. So you're just picking random shit, just based off of like how the pack looks, right? Or your knowledge of it.
There was
I
an
fucked with
energy
it.
to it. It was an excitement.
It was fucking cool because now it
Yeah.
is me and Mike being like, all right, one for you, one for me.
Yes.
Like, Mike, what do you want? You like dinosaurs? All right, let's get that. Okay, I like this this black and white deck looks cool. Okay, I'll do that, right? And we're trying to strategize together.
Yeah.
We then draft our packs, and then we open them, and now it is we have to make 2 decks out of the 6 packs that we opened. And of course, it's Mike.
And they don't know. They don't know. I got the fucking mastermind of Magic here.
Yeah. They
don't
and I
guess.
looked at Bless. I said, whip that deck up for me.
Yeah, Mike
And
looked at me
Bless
and was like, you do it.
fucking started cooking.
Oh, Mike handed it to you. He's like, you do it?
Mike,
you play the game?
Mike tried to make it sound cool just now. No, Mike was basically like, all right, Bless, make it.
That's a shocker, Bless. That's crazy. I've never heard of that
Mike
before.
tried to twist that into, and I got the mastermind. No, Mike just didn't want to make a deck.
Yeah, no, I understand
Mike
that.
wanted me to do it for him.
I get it. I
So
get
You
it.
build for me.
So he was like, you do it. And guess what? I fucking love it.
He fucking cooked
That's
it.
my favorite part of the game is deck building. So I did that for him. And so I looked through, I don't need to get into the too deep of the process, but basically separate it out by color, look for the legendaries, look for like, what do we have the most of? All right, Mike, I think you're going to be good with a red. I forget what your other color
Red,
was.
white.
Red,
I went
white.
Red, white. Yeah.
And then I think I went black, blue.
Because you only have so many cards, right? We're limited on what we can really do. So we're trying to like push
How many cards
together.
can you have in a deck?
We had 40 on this one.
Yeah, for this one, you can have like at least 40.
Yeah.
Okay. At least 40.
I believe it's 40 or more, but it might just be 40. I forget which. But yeah, it's 40 cards in the deck. So do that. We're then waiting for the tournament to actually get started because you have time to build. But then after when everybody's done, we then start. You play like I think a best of 3 matches against 3 other teams.
To earn tickets so Blessing can go buy prizes. Bro.
Exactly.
Yeah. Tickets are on the line.
So we finish building, and then we wait for it to get started, and then we wait, and then we wait. And for some reason, I don't know what went wrong, but
Miscommunication.
like I think
So
the
bad
tournament
happened.
for some reason for this specific tournament, organization was just off.
Yeah.
And we waited for maybe it felt like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just sitting there, wasting time. We made friends with the people who were sitting around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because everybody was like, what the fuck is happening? And like something was just off. We ended up playing Commander with our own decks with the people that are around us, just trying to kill time.
Yeah.
And it was fun because guess what? People in the Midwest, very nice people.
Very kind.
Very kind people.
Very kind
Very
people.
fun to talk
Not like
to.
those assholes in LA.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
But then also Magic brings people together. And so it's just
It's
a
the
bunch.
gathering.
They don't call it Magic
It's
for
the
nothing.
gathering,
It's
y'all.
the
And we were
gathering.
at the gathering. I know of a different gathering, but this was our gathering. This was
What
the
gathering are you talking about?
The Juggalo, the gatherings of the
Oh.
Juggalos.
I was like, never mind. I can't even say what I was thinking.
Yeah.
You can't just say you're going to gatherings, Mike. Doesn't have a great connotation.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't think of that. I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about sex stuff. That's amazing.
My brain went sex first, but then there's
my God, my mind went sex. Damn it. I was like, oh shit! You think I'm going to sexual gatherings?
No, man. I'm middle of the night in the Midwest.
Midwest.
I'm going to a gathering real quick.
Yeah.
During Black History Month
Oh
is
Yeah.
insane.
God.
But no, everybody was super fucking nice and super fucking awesome. We made tons of friends with people. But finally, it was time to go. Finally, the thing started.
Yeah.
We played against a team, and let me tell you, playing 2v2 with Mike, such a fucking fun time.
Oh, I bless.
It was such a
I don't know.
fantastic
Awesome,
because it
dude.
was us like again, kind of newer to the game. Obviously, I'm newer to the game because I only learned recently, and Mike is like, this is like you kind of re-entering into
Yeah.
that world in a heavier way, right? And so I think there's just like this baby like wonder, childlike
Excitement,
wonder,
yeah.
excitement. That's
Yes.
like,
Sure.
oh man, we are playing this game. We are working together. All right,
I'm
Mike.
showing him my cards.
We're showing each other our
We're
cards.
staring down our opponents. They're hitting it. I'm whispering Bless's ear. I'm like, oh shit, did you see that card?
Yeah.
Like, we got to get after that. And Bless is like, hold that. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
And
I'm like, don't play
should
that
I-
'cause I'm
should
gonna
I
play
kill
this.
thing. What should we do? It was so cool.
It's
Nick.
such a fun time.
Yeah. And so we got squatted up against like, can we fucking one nerd who was like mastermind. This guy had it all down. And then the ultimate mega workout nerd. This guy was buff as hell, Nick. Fucking arms out, just cut the sleeves off.
He was a physical trainer.
Yeah. Bulked up, bro. Dominating us.
Honestly, it is
dominating us.
It's kind of like when you meet gym leaders in Pokemon.
Sure.
Where it's like, oh, you're a personality.
Yeah.
And now I got to face off against you.
Yeah.
He had the cool nerd glasses that aren't nerd glasses. Like, remember when I was wearing the fake glasses?
The Harry
this
Potter
guy was
glasses?
definitely
Yeah.
wearing the fake Harry Potter glasses, but he looked cool in them. And you're like, oh, fuck. This guy's a personality. Is right.
So we face off against them. It's a long game because the two-headed giant games, I think, just last
We were
longer.
battling.
We were battling. We were keeping in there. But at the end of the day, the other team won. The first
They
team
beat
that
us.
that we faced off against beat
Smacked us.
So after we finished that first game, we realized that we hadn't eaten in forever. We had that
Gotta go
McDonald's
back to
It's like
biscuit.
McDonald's.
2 to 3 o'clock at this
Yeah.
point. And I looked at Bless even before that. I said,
I think it was
"Bless,
like 5 o'clock,
We need
dude.
to get food. I'm dying." And Bless was like, "We'll get food. Like, let's just see how this plays out. Like, let's just ride for a second." And we didn't know we were going to have 2 hours of like downtime, right? And so we saw our other homie from our pod. He walked up with a bratwurst, and it's like, fuck, now we're hungry, homie.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to kill us here.
Yeah.
And so
That's good strategy.
when we finished, I looked at Bless. I was like, here's the deal. I'm going to get up and I'm going to go get us food.
Yeah.
So whatever happens, you sit here and you play for me. You
Yeah.
got my deck.
Mike,
to play.
here's the thing. Mike even left his phone of like, 'cause-
This is
Go for it.
This is the place in the Mad Libs where I write in. You never saw Mike for the rest of the day.
So get this, Nick.
So-
You ready for this? Because like I got to tell my side, right?
Yeah.
Because like I leave Bless, and I need you to know, Nick, that like I'm taking a walk. Okay?
I know
Like,
you are, Mike. I know
wasn't
you are.
fucking Driving.
Can I-
You're done. Mike is fucking
can I explain-
done with this
Hey,
experience.
Can I explain
at
to
this
you,
point.
like,
Mike's
so,
not waiting 2 more hours to play other fucking double-sided snake or whatever that
So
game was
basically,
called.
the way this works, you should know.
Two-headed dragon.
You should know the way this works is we have the companion app, the Magic the Gathering companion app, and between each round, they tell you in that app where you're supposed to go to do your next game.
That's pretty sick.
And we signed up via Mike's phone. So
So I
think
had to
about
leave
this.
my phone.
So Mike is going to go get food. I'm here like holding down the fort. And I'm like, well, Mike, if you take your phone, I'm not going to know where to go. Because Mike's like, oh, our next game starts, just play both decks. Play both hands without me.
Yeah.
And so I'm
Yeah, you
like,
play the game.
I'm like, Mike, I'm not going to know where to go. Mike leaves his phone with me and then leaves in the biggest hall you can imagine. Just fucking leaves. And then I get a notification on Mike's phone of, hey, this is your next match.
Yes.
And so then I go and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just going to have to trust that Mike's going to find me.
And so what
Where'd
did
you
I do?
go?
I walked up. Okay. I didn't know if there was food downstairs, so I only knew of food upstairs.
Like it was, and just throwing this out there, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like logistically, we'll call that option A.
Yeah.
Option B is Mike takes his phone with him and then texts you where to go next.
Oh, that would have been smart.
Oh shit, we didn't think of that.
That would have been so smart.
We didn't think of that. Because then he could have said, Mike, you gotta hustle the fuck up. Because here's what happened.
It's one of the coolest things about having phones is that actually, and people don't know this, it's a great way to communicate phone to phone.
Didn't think of that.
They allow you to do that.
Didn't think of that.
Did not think
I mean,
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, but let's take my phone. I
Take
don't
the
give
phone.
a shit. You know what I mean?
Because okay, so Mike goes and Mike's taking his time.
Sweet ass time. I mean, sweet ass time.
I
y'all.
have Mike's phone and I have both of our decks and everything, right? And I find the next location for our second match. I sit down and I'm sitting across from two 13-year-old cousins.
Oh, they're gonna
Alright,
fuck you
coolest,
up.
bro.
These
The
kids, I can tell
coolest.
right now, these kids are they're the double dragon. They're gonna fuck you up.
And like I put down Mike's stuff, right? I put down my stuff too, and I look at the kid. I'm like, hey, the dude I'm playing with, like, he went to go grab food real quick. We can start, but I'll just start off playing both hands. And that kid looks at me. One of the kids looks at me and is like, oh, you can't start until your partner's here.
Said no.
Yep.
He said
Shut
no.
his ass down.
These kids are serious. They're going pro.
Wait until we dude, the 13-year-olds were so great. The one kid, fucking by the book, trying to win.
Yeah.
Real, like, I'm a prick energy, okay?
Yeah.
I'll just say it like that, okay?
Yeah.
And then his cousin, the coolest cousin. Fucking long hair,
Yeah.
looking like he's Shaggy from
Yep.
Scooby-Doo.
Always
just
is.
here for a good time. Finding his voice, but he knows that the mean cousin's going to kind of direct the conversation.
Yeah.
Sure.
So the whole time, like, I'm trying to get the young cousin going by, like, you having a good time? What's up? What's up?
Well, here's the-
and he would shut him down every single time.
Because here's the thing, right? Before we even get there, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, we can wait. Like, we'll wait for Mike then. We'll
Yeah.
wait for my guy to get here. And it is just me sitting across them, like,
They're just staring at
just
you.
staring.
Have had a camera.
Just mind
on me.
games.
And Mike doesn't have a phone. I can't
Yep.
text and be like, yo, hurry the fuck up. Like, these
No
kids are
anxiety
waiting.
with this one, Mike.
I'm just
I
sitting
would've
in
been
front
totally
of these kids,
comfortable.
being like, yo, us three are waiting for a man to find us, and he doesn't know where we're at.
Check this
Yeah.
out. So Blessing says, I
In
want
the
a
biggest convention hall on the planet.
He said, Mike, I want a bratwurst. And I said, all right, I'll get you a bratwurst, right? And so now, mind you, Nick, downstairs, there might have been food. We didn't really explore the deepest depths of downstairs.
Sure.
Right? So I go upstairs. I'm now here. On the farthest end is the food, which means I got to walk all the way across the convention center. I'm walking. Okay. I'm not power walking. I'm not running. I'm leisuring. Sure. You know what I mean? I'm doing a couple of these.
Meanwhile, I'm sweating in front of these children.
Now get this. I get to the food section. I walk through all the 3 vendors. There's churros, there's a fudge stand, there's hot dogs, there's chicken tenders. I'm not seeing a single brat. So what do? I buy a hot dog. I eat the whole hot dog. Then I go over, I buy a churro. I eat the whole churro. And as I'm just standing
This whole time I'm sitting in front of these kids.
I'm gnawing on it.
I'm like, he'll be here any second.
I go, oh, fuck, what does he want? And I go, you know what? I'll just buy him a hot dog and a pretzel. So then I go up, I go, give me a hot dog and a pretzel. So I get that. Then I slow walk back. Right? I mean, I'm just, people are saying hi to me. I'm taking photos with people.
I start shuffling Mike's deck. I start I'm like, okay, well, I guess we'll get this prepped for when he gets here so he can sit down and play.
And so I show up. Thank God, Blessing is at the front table of all of this, right? I'm lost in the back rooms. I have no idea where I'm at.
Periodically, I'm doing this. I'm just like looking for Mike in a sea of people, just hoping he sees me.
I see Bless. I go, they don't got a bratwurst. He goes, fuck it. I'll just eat the pretzel then, whatever. And now, what up, kids? How y'all doing? I'm still Mike, let's dap up. Let's have some fun. Kid shuts me down.
Yeah.
So
he's a competitor.
What happened, Bless?
We faced off.
We faced
off.
We're fucking.
And let me tell you, we're locked in. I finally have a pretzel.
You got some carbohydrates to your brain.
Yeah, I got some
That's
carbs.
brain food.
I'm back alive after this.
You are.
Yeah.
Right? We start playing, and it is it's a competitive game. Like it is us two versus again the nice
heart rate
cousin,
up a little bit.
the nice cousin and the evil cousin.
The nice cousin and the evil cousin, bro.
The evil cousin who's locked in.
Kid's about to turn 14, was celebrating his birthday at MagicCon. The whole family came out. It's like, yo, this is sick stuff. His other cousin was like, shut the fuck up. Don't tell him anything. We were here to win.
Yeah, no personal information whatsoever they can use against us.
Yeah.
Like you guys are mentalists.
We're not making friends with these.
Yeah.
And
These guys exist just to be dominated by us. These are fodder.
And so we play. It comes down to the wire.
Yeah.
Down to the wire.
When you're playing in this kind of format, what happens if you run out of time? Because we ran out of time,
Yeah,
obviously.
you get 45 minutes on the clock.
Yeah.
Best of 3.
And when
Go.
you run out of time, basically it is all right. This is your last 3 turns.
Okay.
And so we hit that point.
We're getting antsy. You know what I mean? Like, this was supposed to go from 1 to 5. It's probably 5:30. And we still have a whole nother game to play.
Do you think that if you hadn't eaten the pretzel and the hot dog, you guys could have squeezed in one more game?
Well, no, we were going to still play more, but like we would have had more time to play against these kids a couple more times.
Yeah,
right?
a couple more turns.
And so the guy goes, okay, last call. You get 3 turns. Like, we got to make this happen. You're on to your next game. And me and Bless are up like 17-3 on this team. Like, we're up.
We found
right now.
we found a groove and we started like.
And so now
Gaining-
the
gaining
cool
on
cousin
them.
is like adding it up. He's like, all right, 3 turns. So they're over here. Like, we could beat them. And I'm looking at Bless. I'm like, we got this shit
I'm
in the
like,
bag.
we got this shit.
We got this
Yeah.
shit in the bag, bro.
Like,
These teenagers up.
we had gotten to the point of, oh, we win on this turn. Like, there's not really much they can do here. Like,
Here it is.
In 3 turns, you cannot turn this around. Like, this is us. And when I tell you, the cranky cousin could not let it go. No. He's like doing everything he can to be like, but what if you do this? What if you?
He's on his phone looking up rules.
Yeah,
he's bringing out every card.
He's trying to dispute our card, like rules that are that the way our cards work.
Just let it go. It's all right. We'll play the next game. It's all fine.
It
Just let him win. Craig Cousin, absolutely not.
And here's the
kid's
thing.
got some obsessive compulsive tendencies.
Yeah. And here's the thing.
You know what? That kid's gonna go pro. That kid gets it. That kid, that motherfucker.
He's gonna have 0 friends and be the best Magic the Gathering player ever.
And for me, it's the thing of like, okay, well, these are 2 teenagers. They're 13. Obviously, you grow and you get those social skills and hopefully you develop and all that stuff, right? And I was hoping to come out of this being like, hey, kids. You did good.
Yeah.
That was a fun time.
Yeah.
Instead, I came out of this, I looked at Mike, I was like, yo, we fucked them up.
Got their
We
ass.
got their asses. We destroyed these kids. And I've never felt such a good feeling.
It was a win. That shit was a win.
Felt so good. The amount of salt that kid had.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I need that. I
Put
need
it on
that
your
high
pretzel,
again.
eat it.
You're
That's
like
what I'm
an
talking about.
Fortnite emote on him. You know what I mean?
I need that high again.
With him.
Oh man, we got those tickets. I would have even given him the tickets.
And so
right?
Blessing's
But
got
no.
the tickets now, right? And so Blessing saw the prize box before we walked in. massive stage, all these different prizes that you can get. And Blessing looked at me, he's like, they're promoting a card and I need that card, Mike. I want that card. And I was like, Blessing, what did I tell you? I said, take all the tickets, but I want a ticket to put in my phone.
Yeah.
So after you cash the tickets, ask the guy if I can keep the tickets.
Do you let you keep it?
No, he didn't let me
Okay,
keep
I was like, I was gonna be surprised if he did.
I just wanted to keep the ticket for memories.
But yeah, that was us doing ticketed play,
Yeah,
which is very fun.
That was
That's
us doing
super
ticket to
cool.
play, and they do that all day. So there's like there's 3 sessions every 30 minutes to an hour that you can sign up from 10 to midnight. I mean, this is happening nonstop for 3 days straight. So you will always have a fun, organized way to play if you want to sign up. You want to get, cards that you buy, of course, but like you get your own packs to keep with you. And they have all different styles. There was this one called the Unknown, Nick, and everybody was talking about the Unknown. You got to play in this Unknown. This guy puts together this awesome thing, right? And so that was happening on day 2.
Okay.
That Blessing missed out on. And so day 2 was the Unknown event, which is like this crazy commander setup, but with playtest cards that aren't real. And so these cards are all like different sort of rule sets and fun ways. And I went down and I talked with our PR agent, and they were like, oh, yeah, the kids just went to go play. Like, if you want to get involved, I can help you. And I was like, no, but I'll check it out. And she looked at me and she goes, there's 900 people playing this right now. Nick, when I walked over into that room, it, first off, didn't even make a dent in the giant belly of the beast room. That's how big this room was. But at the same time, 900 people was amazing to see. It was like, oh my God, look at how many human beings are here right now, all about to play the same event. It was sick.
That's awesome.
It was sick.
That's wonderful. So wait, what was the event? This is the Unknown?
The Unknown are the Unknown cards.
Oh, okay. So, you
there's
just get to
just
take this
special playtest cards that you don't know about. That is the whole.
you just gotta,
draw.
like,
So
get
you've
it on
just
the
never
fly?
seen these cards before.
You've never
like
seen
nobody's
these
ever
cards.
seen these
No.
cards.
Yeah.
That's
fucking
crazy.
cool.
So you just basically have to, like, on the fly be like,
You got to be
"This is
on the
what we're
fly,
gonna
be
do."
able to work it out, figure it out, and master it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was cool. It was sick.
That's fucking awesome.
And so that's the end of day 1 for us, where now we're going to Portillo's Hot Dogs. Get this, right? So Blessing's already out. He texts me, he goes, I'm going to get an Uber. And I'm like, well, fuck, let me get with you. You know what I mean? Fuck, like, don't leave me behind, motherfucker.
That was
Like,
Blessing's
let me
way
get
of
with
saying,
you.
I've had enough of you. I don't need to be around you
Because
anymore.
I knew the meetup was coming up. Kind of funny meetup.
We had about 30
Portillo's.
minutes to play here to like hotel,
Yeah.
quick change, drop your shit off
Right.
and go.
So for me-
or just ride till the moment.
For me, I'm like, if I'm gonna make it back to the hotel to freshen up real quick
Gotta
and then
go,
go,
yeah.
then I'm
Yeah.
going right now.
Got it.
So now I'm trying to get with Bless because I'm, you know me.
And where was the meet and greet at? Here?
I'm finger
Portillo's.
gunning.
Portillo's. Okay, it was at Portillo's.
So I'm finger gunning people. I'm fucking high fiving, and I'm like, "Oh shit, where's Bless?" He's like, "I'm moving," and I was like, "All right, I'll meet you there." And then I get a text from Bless. I had to go get my coat check.
I forgot about my coat.
And now I'm stumped because technically the front door's this way. Blessing's underneath me, behind me at coat check. So I'm stuck in this awkward middle, and we've only done it so many times where I only know of one staircase. So I text Bless and say, "I'm at the top of the staircase. I'll wait for you." Right. Now, a group of kind of funny best friends show up. And I'm like, oh, shit, like, Bless is about to walk up this staircase right now. Don't go. And they're like, we got an event at 7. I'm like, well, it's 6:45. Like, you wait for Bless. So I'm dapping him up. I'm doing the thing of like, where the fuck is Bless? I keep looking down this
Wrong with the
escalator.
two of you.
And then Bless is like, I've walked through a different staircase. I was like, where the fuck is a different staircase?
Yeah, there was a quicker staircase.
Wow, you mean there's more than one staircase in the
more than
world's
one?
biggest convention
So
center?
now your boy Stomach Mike has to run the mile. I need to go catch up to Blessing at the
two are
front
the
door
best.
before he leaves me.
It was so hectic too. The whole time my Uber was called. It's like-
Exactly. The Uber is called. I show up and he goes, "The Uber is here." And I goes, "Thank God."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Thank
God.
God. It's arrived.
Yeah. So we go back to the hotel, freshen up, and then it is we get to Portillo's.
Meet and greet time.
Meet and greet's fucking awesome.
And you know what? The Midwest showed up.
yeah. Oh
The
man.
best
We had
friends.
so
showed-
many people.
Nick,
What?
we had so many. We probably had 60 jabronis up in this motherfucker.
I love that for us.
And what did I do? I bought 7 hot dogs for everyone. Nobody ate a single
Nobody
hot
ate
dog.
anything.
No one ate a single hot
No
dog.
one. They all
I
looked
would've
at me like
taken
I
one,
was
Mike.
nuts.
At Portillo's?
Because we were all
Well, here's the
hanging
thing.
out.
Because me and Mike have been talking the whole time about going to get some deep dish pizza.
Yeah, you
Oh,
gotta do
shit,
that.
we got to get
And
some.
so
gotta do that.
after Portillo's, me and Mike were gonna go to Illuminati's. But then there was also the thing of I was hungry, I was starving. But when you're at a meet and greet, like I'm shaking everybody's
You don't wanna
hand.
eat.
I'm not, my hand's coming
No.
nowhere near my mouth.
No.
Because
we had
like
Nate
I'm-
all day. I was hungry, Nick, and I wanted to
Yeah.
eat Portillo's. Greg has talked about it so much, and so I walk up to the counter, say, "Give me 7 hot dogs, 4 French fries." Like I'll order around for some people, see if they're hungry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Takes way too long because I ordered way too much.
Yeah, you ordered 7 hot
And
dogs.
so then I grabbed the bags, I put it on there, I go, "Everybody, I got a hot dog for you." And they looked at me like, "I don't want a fucking hot dog,
Yeah.
Mike." I'm like, "Okay,
yeah,
well,
they want to talk to you.
The bags are in there,
And-
so fuck the
yeah,
hot
take a
dog." You know
picture
what I
with
mean?
you.
Now, did I try the hot dog? I took one bite. So I can't even tell you if this place is good or not. I have no idea.
Wow.
Fucked
Don't let
up.
Greg Miller hear you
Didn't
say
even
that.
get the chocolate milkshake, and you
got to get the milkshake
I
with the chocolate
fucking-
cake in it, buddy. You fucked that up. What you got to do, and just a pro tip for the Portillo's,
Yeah.
is that I think the last time we did it, if memory serves correctly, we showed up like an hour early so that we could eat
You
Portillo's
eat first.
and eat in. And then as people started to show up, we had a table that was everyone can kind of come around. That was the one that we did, I think, in Buena Park.
We didn't do that.
But it's tough. You also have to realize, like, when you're doing these meet and greets, you got to just know that people just want to talk to you and hang
Well,
out
I
with
was
you.
having a
Yeah,
blast.
there's no
Take pictures
there's
with
no
you.
downtime.
It's an
either.
opportunity
had
for
a
them to say
blast.
hi.
It was
a good time.
great.
Yeah.
We were
You're
upstairs,
standing on
we
your
were
feet the whole time.
downstairs.
You're not doing anything.
We had security. Like, you got so many motherfuckers up in here. Get out of the doorway. We took them all upstairs. It was a blast.
Yeah.
Like,
That's fun.
Shout out to the best friends. All of you made such a big impact on me and Bless. We had an absolute great
Talked to so
time.
many people. Shout out to David, who
Give some
gave me
shout-outs.
the Pogtillos sticker.
Shout
Love
out
that.
to Dave.
Yeah.
He gave me a full-on Pokemon set, like a card set.
Yeah.
He's like, I watched you play some Pokemon, open up some cards. Here's some of your favorite cards. They had all my favorite. Hey, way above and beyond. Thank you so much. Let's give some
I
more.
also do want to shout out. I did warn Portillo's. Somebody in chat did Bless ever warn Portillo's.
Yeah.
I did call
we let them
Portillo's
know.
days
We
before.
let them know.
You know,
Did they care? Absolutely not.
absolutely not,
They,
no.
they
They were
acted
like,
we didn't
cool.
even weren't even there.
weirdly enough, the last time we did a meet and greet at Portillo's in Chicago, not only was Greg's mom, I think, was associated with that particular Portillo's, but the other Nick Scarpino
Yeah.
was like the VP
Well, that's the thing.
of
Well,
marketing
here's the thing.
for Portillo's, and
'Cause
he
I-
hooked us the fuck up.
I think I left this part out of the story when I was talking about it when we first introduced the idea of doing a meetup. Is that Greg was attempting to contact? I think that other Nick Scarpino doesn't work there anymore.
No, he is now the chief marketing officer at Giordano's,
Yeah.
the pizza
Which is
joint.
so funny because we all
Which is
we were about to fuck
crazy.
that
So
pizza
if
up.
you'd have done that, I could have put you in contact with him,
Oh,
and he
that
probably
would've
would have hooked
been
you
sick.
guys the fuck up.
Yeah,
He's
because
a really
like
nice guy.
Greg basically was like, oh, our contact Nick Scarpino isn't there anymore, but I'll hit up Nick to say who I should hit up, and then nobody got ended up getting back to us. But that
That's
was
a
going to be the
bummer.
plan to like tell somebody, oh, we want to do a meetup here. I knew it wasn't gonna be a thing because I've done meetup before,
Sure.
and I know about how many people show up.
Yeah.
It's like a quick warning of like, hey, we might bring in 40 people. Obviously, is always great for.
That's a nice
establishment.
heads up for them. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was never gonna be a thing of like we were gonna shut the building down. I think people were kind of scared.
Well,
when
we
I said
did
it.
do that in New York one time. We got in trouble with the NYPD.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Were you there for that?
No.
Did you work with us then?
That was at
When we
World
did our
Tour.
New York meet and greet. Neither of you were there. Yeah, we found a nice bar, and whoa, so many people came out.
Really?
To the point where the cops were like, "You guys have to take this somewhere else."
And then, yeah, I remember, I think Cool Greg edited that vlog where it's like y'all just like went on like a little mini parade to find somewhere else to hang
We
out.
walked out to basically to the bay and sat in like this nice, beautiful, I guess park area and finished it out as the sun went down, and then all of us just kind of scattered. It was super fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, gentlemen.
So, oh no, we got more.
Okay,
We're fucking
let's keep
sitting
going.
Here. We got stories to tell. So a couple of shout outs. Shout out to everyone that showed up. Thank you so much. I want to shout out Captain Tom. Captain Tom, you know who you are. I'm sorry I backed out of that flight. Captain Tom offered to fly with me, and you know me. I'm taken to the skies. So Captain Tom, I apologize. Thank you for the offer. Shout out to Dalton out there. Nick, you
Dalton.
once made a fun of Dalton for not ever watching
Roadhouse.
and you teased him. Dalton now is put on the Roadhouse. So shout out to
Definitely,
Dalton.
absolutely, as
Better
Dalton should
watch
be.
that. And also shout out to Count and his family. Great family. Taught me about the Golden Triangle. I'm living in it. You know what I mean? Because those two, Dalton, his brother and the roommate, they taught me how to play Commander. Count and his family taught me how to play Commander, made me feel comfortable. Great time. Did they let me win? Of course they did.
Of course they did.
You know what I mean? You got to let people win.
Just like we
Yeah,
let
let
Andy
people
win
win.
sometimes.
We went to Illuminati's.
So now get this, Nick. I know I only have one night with Bless.
Yes.
And I want everything with Bless, right? I want to go to Portillo's. Then I want us on the vlog to taste test both staples of the Chicago deep dish industry, Lou Malnati's and Giordani's. And I told Bless, I said, I know you're tired, but what if after this we go eat pizza?
You go eat both?
And he goes, fuck yeah, Mike.
Yes.
So we
Now,
go to
again, this is where I stop. I actually know how the story ends. But if I were to guess,
Yeah.
I would guess that you went to both places. But at the first place, you ordered so much pizza, you weren't even hungry
we
for the
go to
second
Lou's.
place.
We go to Lou's.
Illuminati's.
Girl walks up, says, "What you want?" I said, "Get us a medium."
When,
You know
but
what I
by
mean?
the way,
A medium.
and before he says a medium, we were looking at the menu, and it tells you how many people are served by each size.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so a small will serve 2 people.
Did I get us appies as well? What did
He
I
did.
get? What
You
did I
got
get?
what was it?
Bruschetta.
Bruschetta. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Fancy garlic bread.
And they gave us like 20 pieces of bruschetta, and we ate like 3.
Garlic bread is unbelievable.
right? So like a small feed's 2, a
Yeah.
medium feed's like 4 people or something.
And so Blessing is dying by now.
And so I'm
right?
dying.
We
And-
left it because like he's like, Mike, my social battery is up. Like, let's just go recharge. Let's chill. Let's call it a night. I said, Bless, let's do this. But do me one favor. Let's go to both. And he was like, let's eat one and see where this goes. And
Mike,
begging
I'm
Bless.
tired. I
like,
don't want to
"Let's eat
go
two."
to this restaurant. Cool. How about we go to 2 restaurants instead of 1 restaurant?
And when we sit down, and I'm like, all right, small sounds like the way to go. She comes. Mike's like, let's get the medium and get us bruschetta. And I'm like, hey, we're not going to the second place.
Bruschetta,
we're
of
not
course.
going to the second
More
place.
carbs. It's like a drier
We're
pizza.
dying here.
Yeah.
The pizza bomb, though.
At
There's
Illuminati's?
a zesty sauce.
I like Illuminati's.
Yeah,
Okay,
dude, we
okay.
liked Lou. Lou brought it.
Lou's
Didn't know
the
they were
place.
chains. Thought
Lou,
it was
yeah.
a little up-class.
No, I think it started
scale.
as, and memory serves correct, I think Greg, it started as like individual places. And then I think throughout the years, Giordano's and Illuminati's became like franchised
Yeah, I
out.
thought it was like Tony's here in the Bay.
Tony's also
One location,
same thing, but
a little bit higher, upscale seated area. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think if Tony's could, there'd be 30 Tonys.
Oh yeah, I
and
think
30
they're
Golden
getting to
Boys.
that.
They
for sure.
are.
I think
Yeah,
there's a
they
couple
are,
of them.
definitely.
But like, yeah, so we went to Lou's. Fantastic.
I do wish we could have gone to Giordano's.
Yeah.
Because like Lou's I liked. I don't know if it was my favorite deep dish pizza I've ever had though.
I agree, Bless. I
Yeah.
agree. I think if we tried both, there's also another one with a P that everybody was talking about. That is just the one location that's well
Paisanos?
known. Not
Maybe.
Paisanos, maybe Patchy's. I
Oh,
don't know.
Pachi's.
Pachi's.
Yeah.
That was
Pachi's?
the one everybody
Well,
talked
There's
about.
also Pequods.
We have a Pachi's here.
Yeah, we have
Pequods.
several
It was
Pachi's here.
Pequods.
It's Pequods. I was like, it's not
Pequods, never
Pachi's.
mind.
Pachi's is
Pequods.
very, very
They were talking about, they were hyping Pequods up.
Pequods. Okay.
And so I'm begging Bless, let's do this. He's like, Mike, let's get some rest. I said, okay. But then it set in. We get to the elevator,
Mhm.
and it really set in. My homie, my best friend, is leaving.
Yeah.
And I'm fucked. I'm all
Tough.
by myself.
Now you're by
tomorrow.
yourself with your thoughts.
Now I'm not happy.
What are you
about
gonna
this.
do?
So now everything's changed. Okay, the game has changed, and I'm not happy
Nick,
about that.
I felt a euphoria.
What was that like? Yeah, bless you.
saying goodbye to Mike in the elevator. I was like, I'm about to have so much peace and quiet. I'm
He's about to have his
sit in my
moment.
hotel
The
room.
weight lifted off your
Just
shoulders.
relax, get in my
Yeah.
bed, get on TikTok, just
Yeah,
scroll
just
through
scroll
for a
for a
good
couple hours.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
And so I apologize to Captain Tom, who I should have taken you up. Captain Tom, one day I'll be back. I hope that I can take off your offer to go take to the skies with you because you're the best. And so now I'm lost. What do I do, Nick? And I said, you know what? I talked about it on Kind of Funny Games Daily. Where's that fire? Where's that ignition to get up and go explore even when you're solo? And there was a year where I captured that. There's been recent weeks now where I'm not feeling it, right? I'm looking for an adventure buddy. I miss that. I want an adventure buddy. But sometimes I have really good moments where I adventure solo and it reignites the flame of like, I can do this.
course it
You're a
does.
human being, Mike.
Yes.
Being outside is nice. And so what did I do? I stood up, I walked to the Willis Tower, and I'm looking up at this fucking monstrosity, this incredible human engineering fucking marvel that we built. And I'm looking up at this beautiful building going, fuck. Humanity's a beautiful thing. Like, I'm in. I'm back, right? Fucking brisk winter weather on my face. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to walk down this river and I'm going to follow the river all the way down. And so what did I do? I followed the river walk. And I'm seeing these beautiful sights of Chicago. I see the Pods building. You know about that? Where it's like this crazy, like,
I've seen that. Yeah.
yeah, it looks, I
It's
don't know
iconic.
how to
It's on the
describe
river,
it.
yeah.
It's beautiful, right?
It's like a 60s style. Look, you know what it looks like? The pods from the smaller map in Warzone.
It does look like
A little bit like
Pods.
that. A little
Yes,
bit like
Nick.
that, but it's more
beautiful
bubbly.
stuff. And
I think
so
you
I'm
meant.
like-
Did you meet the Sears Tower when you said this? Which tower?
the
did you?
all black tower, I believe, is the Willis Tower.
Okay, the Willis Tower.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
Just, Some people were saying it was the Sears Tower. In there.
Yeah, no.
I didn't know if you were confusing
they
that with
ch-
Bruce Willis from Die Hard.
No. Yeah,
I think the Sears Tower is the Willis Tower.
Oh, they.
I think they changed the name.
Oh, they're doing the
It
thing when
used
they
to-
change the names like that.
Yeah, it used to be the
Okay,
Sears
there you
Tower,
go,
but then I
yeah.
think they changed it to the Willis
Okay, there
Tower.
you go. And so, yeah, I see that beautiful. Walk the river. I see the Chicago Tribune. I think it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I almost
of
sent him a
course.
message. You know what I mean? I was gonna say I'm thinking about you.
Oh, you should have.
Because it was beautiful. You got the cool pods, you got the bridge, the iconic bridge, and then you see the Tribune, and this building is beautiful. Giant clock, cool architecture. It was happening, right? And then I keep walking, I see the lake. I'm like, holy shit. I didn't know the lake was this beautiful. I'm getting caught up in Chicago. Then I take a right, I go to Millennial Park. I see the Bean. Everybody and their mama's at the Bean. That's why I call the Uber. I'm like, you know what? I've had enough. It's time to go back to MagicCon. And I rip MagicCon. I'm buying Jurassic Park cards, okay? I'm sitting down and playing all by myself. I'm dapping people. I'm having the time of my life, Nick. I end the night, and I said, Mike, you got one rule. You're going to go somewhere where everyone loves to go, but before anyone wakes
Cheers.
up. Exactly. Cheers, where they know my name. And I said, I'm going to go to the Bean at 6 a.m. to get the most epic photo of this awesome tourist attraction with no one there.
Okay.
6 a.m. The alarm beeps. Sun's not even out yet, and I'm like, fuck. It's my last day. I should sleep before this flight. I shouldn't do this. I get up, Nick, tie my shoes, mind you, my Timbs.
The best walking shoes.
Wrong city.
My feet hurt. Okay,
Yep.
Don't ever let me wear the
They're
Timbs.
a half
for a
size too
3-day
small.
thing ever.
That's fine.
Okay. Get up. I tie my shoes. It's 6:15. The Uber picks me up. We start driving. Beautiful pink skies. The sun is coming up. He drops me off. He laughs. He goes, I think you're the only person here. And I look at him. I go, sir, this is exactly what I wanted. I walk up the steps of Millennial Park. I look at the Bean. Sun radiating off of it.
Come on.
Fucking pink everywhere. And I am now looking at the backside where it reflects all of the city skyline. And I am the only motherfucker at the Bean at 6:30.
How cold was it at this moment?
Cold. Cold.
I'm
But
gonna
it
guess
was,
5 degrees.
it was worth it. And let me tell you what, it reignited the flame, Bless.
I love that.
It got me going of like, I'm ready to explore.
Let me tell you, Chicago's such a fucking good city.
Chicago is a cool
How do we
city.
pick up this company and move it to Chicago?
No.
I feel like we can get Greg Miller
Absolutely
on that
not.
side. Let's go to
Yeah,
Chicago.
that's that would be a little bit tougher, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, closing thoughts on MagicCon.
I mean, I want to go back. It was such a
Oh
good
my
time.
So this is something that's
I
going to
wanna
happen
go-
yearly.
Yes.
I want to go to
Okay.
MagicCon every single year. Once a year, I would like to go. It
Yeah.
is something that is so inviting, welcoming, fun, and exciting. You are part of it, and you are able to sit down at any table and play. It reminds me of going to Kind of Funny Live back in the day, where you are around people that love the similar things. Everybody is there for one reason, and they're having fun together, and it was so rad. So yeah, I hope me and Bless can go back again and do another fun one. I would love to see Chicago again. Shout out to Chicago. And also, I went to Commander Night for the first ever time by myself on
Oh,
Thursday.
yeah.
We talked about this. Blessing has been playing Commander with his friends, and I've always wanted to learn Commander because that's the play style now, Nick.
That's what I want
When
to
you
get in
talk
on.
to everybody,
Yeah.
everybody plays Commander. Nobody's playing Standard. There's
No,
drafts
you
that
gotta
are
go
popular, but it's
1v1,
Commander.
1v1.
And so Bless has been playing Commander. He's been learning Commander with his friends, and I've been excited, and I want to learn. And Blessing has done really well trying to teach me, but every time we play, we
Yes.
get interrupted.
Somebody comes
and we
through.
stand up, and Blessing's like, "You're gonna leave the cards? We'll just come back." I go, "No." And I pack up all the cards, which means we have to reset everything. And so I finally did it. Blessing was like, "Mike, just go." And I was riding the high off of MagicCon Chicago. I went to my local card shop again. Guy's a dick. Okay.
Oh, yeah?
What'd you call him? The crappy cousin?
yeah.
What-
The cranky cousin.
cranky cousin. This guy every time. Okay, it's a beautiful fucking Thursday night. The sun is setting on the ocean, is where this card shop is. You can see the ocean with the sunset. And this guy has never smiled, has never greeted me in the 20 times I've walked in. Every time I feel awkward talking to him because he never wants to talk to me, right? I'm like, this is fucking fantastic. This is my first night. I got my little book bag, like I'm looking like an idiot. You know what I mean? And so I awkwardly walk in and I don't know what to do. And so I walk up, I'm like, you know what? It's my local card shop. I'm going to support. I'll buy something before Commander Night to show that, hey, I'm here to support. I want to be part of it. I fucking walk up. I'm like, hey, how you doing today? It's fine. But, just doing numbers. I'm like, okay.
Doing numbers.
Just doing numbers.
Putting butts in seats.
You want to talk about magic? You want to, help direct me and all? No love from this guy ever, except for the one time when his boss was there, made him fucking be a little lovable. Okay, so fuck that guy. So one day I'm gonna break that guy. I'm gonna get him to love me.
I'm with you on this mission. All right,
So here's
I
the
believe
deal.
in you.
I sit down. I'm all by myself, and this group of two looks at me. They go, "Would you like to play?" I go, "I would love to." And I sat down. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to my main man Marlo. And they were welcoming. They taught me. They let me learn how to play while playing. They had fun. We laughed. We put a fourth in there. We had a blast with this guy named Shad, not Shade, not Chad. Shad.
The Shad.
Shad.
Sure.
Cool name. Cool name, bro.
Cool guy,
That's what
yeah.
I said. And so then Marlo had to leave. And it's like getting 8:30, 9 o'clock. 13-year-old kid sits down. Fucking freak. Kid dominated us.
Dude, every single time I go to a Magic pre-release event, it's always the kids. Like, they're into Magic.
I had the time of my life, Nick, where I left MagicCon with Bless, and I said, I want to play Magic once a week for forever.
Yep.
So we will figure that out because it was so much fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, that has been your Magic the Gathering, MagicCon review. Guys, thank you so much for that. Of course, if you want some fun stories about Blessing's family trip, which was very, very endearing and awesome, go over to the Kind of Funny podcast this week where we talked about that and really got the truth out of what Mike was doing at MagicCon the entire time. Mike, don't bother listening to that. Of course, a couple super chats came in I want to shout out before we let you all go. I have no idea what time these came in, so I'm just going to start reading them. Not Like Us is in Beat Saber. Fantastic. I've gotten, Manny Bagel Boy Sanchez says, I've gotten into Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Again and taking care of my health, more soccer, more gym, feeling happier. Glad to hear that.
Got the Manny.
Who is Kirk says, it's smooth, it's cool, it's matcha. And then I think a couple of these were from 5 days ago, but they're still relevant. That's all I'll just say. Now, Count Crisco says, it's so cool meeting Mike and Blessing. Have a blast, including Mike and the fam, and playing some Commander. Hashtag the Golden Triangle. Bubby Jubby says, bummed you guys, I didn't see you guys at Portillo's that Friday. I hope you guys had fun time in Chicago. And our final one comes from Demon Hacker. Says, Bolano is a college town. Mike would have thrived. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your Kind of Funny Gamescast for February 28th, Friday, 2025. Remember, we are going to be doing a Monster Hunter marathon stream right after this, just on Twitch. It's exclusive on Twitch. So if you guys are on the YouTube, we love you very much. Head over to Twitch. Hang tight right now. We'll be right back. Cheers.